Hey guys, Adam here. Welcome back to Strong After 40 Athletics. If you're new to this channel and haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Now, Amanda and I are going to film episode 18 of The Ways today. But before I do that, I wanted to give my thoughts on something that Greg Doucette posted the other day on the 10 exercises to avoid, or Greg's 10 never agains. Now, certainly some of those exercises, like the Bosu ball nonsense and the shoulder rotational stuff, that's sure, I agree 100% with that stuff. But it's the other things like the full squats, or as he says, ass to grass, the behind the neck pressing, the shoulder front raises, and upright rows. Those are the things that I disagree with 100%. Now, this is not a hate on Greg Doucette video. Greg is an accomplished bodybuilder, powerlifter. He's put the time in and he's done the work and he's got the payout. You're probably thinking then, why should I listen to this freaking guy? Well, that's an excellent question. I mean, if you go by just the numbers, I have 100 subscribers. Greg has close to 1 million. We've both been on YouTube for roughly the same amount of time. I took a long period off, almost a decade, where I did not film anything, because life is busy. I'm a husband, father of 4. I've got a job. I am busy. That being said, Greg and I have a few things in common. We are both Maritimers from the east coast of Canada. I'm not sure if Greg still lives in Nova Scotia or not, but I do. I live and work here. We have both been lifting for a very long time. Myself, 33 years. Greg says himself, since he was 10 or 12. And we're both professionals. Greg is a professional bodybuilder. I'm a professional strength athlete and thrower. I've been a professional Highland Games competitor now for over 15 years, and that's where this piece comes into about the training and those never again. Despite having those similarities, those shared things in common, Greg and I are two very different animals. Okay, Greg is a bodybuilder, and I'm a weightlifter, and I consider myself even more so to be an engineer. Okay, Greg sees the body as a collection of parts. I see the body as a whole unit, and I train it as such. I train it as a machine. He deals in form, I deal in function. And those movements that Greg is telling people to avoid and his never agains are something that I have done for these 30 plus years and still do it. I still do full squats. I still do behind the neck press, whether it's military or push press. I still do shoulder front raises, upright rows. I still do full sit-ups. I incorporate medicine balls to, build that core strength a little more than just the sit-ups. But yeah, I do all those. And Greg, I think, no longer does full squats or behind the neck press because he can't. So if he can't do them anymore because of injuries, lack of mobility, that's fine. But I think throwing out a generalized, you're stupid and this is on you if you're still doing these movements, is definitely misguided and unfair. So I'm going to show you how to do those exercises safely and properly, so that any person at any age can develop the flexibility, the mobility to do those exercises and get the most out of them. Greg and I also differ in age. He's, I think, 45. Within a few months, I'll be 50. He's on HRT, and I'm on no performance-enhancing drugs at all. Creatine, that's the one big thing that I take, and that's it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to address is the ass to grass squats. And the demo that Greg did with the Smith machine was completely ridiculous. Okay, nobody squats that way ever. Okay, pelvis forward, hips forward, you're almost sitting on the floor. No one does that. Okay, there's no way to engage your core or your glutes, and any weightlifter worth their salt knows that an ass to grass squat just means a full squat. So The first thing you want to do with a full squat, and buy the right shoes, okay? Stop squatting with sneakers and your bare feet. Okay, buy some Olympic lifting shoes. So, first thing you want to do is find your stance. Okay, my stance is roughly where my hips are. Okay, high bar squats too. None of this low bar squat stuff. I see it all the time. People ask me my opinion on low bar squats. I say, why are you doing low bar squats? They say, well, because you can do more weight. Exactly. Okay, do the high bar squats, get the upper back strength, use your core, and squat properly. All right? So you sit back and down and squat. Okay, engage your core, take a deep breath like you're going into water, and squat. Okay, nice and deep, head up, chest up, core engaged. Okay, see this? Perfect. The way Greg did it was completely nonsense. Knees out, over your toes, okay? Head up, straight up. Okay, so do those full squats. Your knees will thank you when you're my age, and I'm almost 50. All right, so on to behind the neck pressing. Okay, I have done this since I was 16 years old, and I continue to do it today, but I train the flexibility for it. You know, I work that mobility so that I can still do this movement. And for me, it's a much more natural than to the front. To me, the bar path on overhead on behind the neck is more natural. Okay, so one thing that Greg said to do or not to do for this is because you'll have to drop your neck forward, okay, and you're pressing this way. The trouble with that is your elbows are pointing back, right? Okay, engage your core. If you rotate your elbows under, the path becomes perfectly straight. Okay, there's none of this. There's not banging yourself in the back of the head. Okay, rotate under and press. Press. Okay, no pain. So being a weightlifter, more so than a bodybuilder, ideal in function instead of form. So for me, to be mobile and strong is all I care about because I'm trying to build that explosive strength to throw things far. Now you're probably going to go, he's crazy, but one of the best exercises for shoulder mobility is this. Just light. Okay, I've got 10-pound bumpers. I find there's more resistance, but do them light, okay? Up. Now, most bodybuilders on YouTube will say, don't ever do this because you're going to destroy your shoulders. Wrong. Okay? Up. Perfect. You go on any chiropractor site or health professional on YouTube and you will see this done. Okay? I'm not crazy. Okay? Up and around. Up and around. Race. I agree that going too heavy is just crazy. No one has to do it with 60-pound dumbbells. We get all of our front delt work on overhead pressing. So I agree with Greg that for the most part, people's front delts are way too overdeveloped. But we do rear delt first to avoid that. But the front raises, okay, again, I do with bumpers, more resistance. It's just a few, right? Light. Just as an accessory. 2 sets of 20, get the blood in there. That's all we do. So those are the exercises that I really wanted to talk about. I won't worry about the sit-ups because again, we do them on a Roman chair. And if you go back to our previous videos, you will see that with medicine balls to get that extra resistance, to build that core strength. And upright rows. Okay, I do the Olympic lifts, so I do rowing movements, wide grip or snatch grip anyway, and they're an excellent exercise. So please don't always listen to that one coach who tells you to avoid certain exercises, because a lot of the times they teach what they can do and they don't teach what they can't do.